What do you think is like the biggest thing bugging you? What's the most pressing question on your brain on this
It's
topic?
how do I allocate my money for this
I
next year?
think I
Because
think that's a
yeah,
great question.
that's really all
Great
we care about. I
actionable
mean, we
question. I think that you need to have a bucket in your portfolio that is like crypto ecosystem. If it's one thing the last year taught us, it's that this concept of the permissionless ecosystem, we'll call it, is like a very real thing. And there's like tons of market demand for it. We're only like scratching the surface, right? So you should view that. People sometimes think too broadly about crypto. They're just like, I want to buy crypto. It's silly. It's just being like, I want to buy stocks, and you buy like a gold mining company and Apple, and you're just, there are obviously sectors that don't move together. You don't want too much in one area and not enough in another, right? But like to me, like the two biggest things in crypto right now are A, like Bitcoin, and then B, these like ecosystem plays. And there's tons of smaller stuff that we can talk about that falls under the, I mean, probably not that small, metaverse and gaming. Those are going to be big things, right? But when I think of like a stable portfolio that's not going to lose 100% of its value in the next like 8 years, like those are the two things. And Bitcoin is easy. You buy Bitcoin and there's no competition. But this other space is like tricky because you have ETH in it, obviously, and ETH lives there. And it's sort of like almost like crossing over into the Bitcoin realm a little bit, so it almost wants to play in both pools. But it's far from a given to me that like ETH is going to be the obvious winner, especially in the next 12 months. I think you would be like really foolish to not allocate to other competitors in the space. Now, it's obviously like a tricky question. Do you buy two of them? Do you buy three of them? Do you buy five of them? Like, how many
right.
do you buy? I think that the space in general is rough, right? Because everything is up like 1,000x, but also I see tons of potential, right? So don't overinvest in the space because it could go down 80% this year for sure. That's like totally in the cards. It could also do 10x. Anything is possible. I think I have probably like 50% of that allocation in ETH, and then the other is in like an ETH hedge because I'm like, oh, it's either ETH's going to take 80% of the market share and we'll call it a day, or one of this like 50% is going to kind of rise up and start eating away tons of that market share. So that's broadly how I look at it.